Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am oh so excited to talk to you boys and girls. We got a dilemma on our hands. Well, maybe not. Maybe you guys aren't conflicted on this. I find myself a little conflicted though. New York Jets play New England Patriots. The ultimate dilemma for Jets fans. Do you win, end the streak, 15 straight losses to the New England Patriots? Or do you try to get the best possible draft pick to set up your future to beat the Patriots as many times as possible in the future? Belichick, probably the last time we're going to face him. Sounds like he's out the door, if you are to believe all the rumors. Looking forward to talking to you boys and girls. Watching a little bit of college football playoffs. I got the Texas-Washington game on as well. If you guys did not just watch an amazing Alabama versus Michigan game, Michigan wins on the final play of the game. Alabama runs a QB sneak on 4th and goal and gets stopped. Wasted all that time leading up to that play just to do that. We'll see where Penix and Ewers go from here as the 2 and 3 seeds. See who is most deserving. Washington having the 3-0 streak right now. Texas with the 1 loss. Boys and girls, if you want to call into the show, what I'll do is I'll have Nightbot drop the call-in number in the screen. I'll talk to you guys for about the first half hour or so. Jake, I see you calling in. You can call back if you want, or you can sit in the waiting room. I'm good either way. But I'll go to the phone lines actually at 9:30. But Jake, if you want to hang around, you can be the first one up in there. I see Blitzcrew in the chat. Boys and girls, say hi to Blitzcrew. He says, biggest L we can hand the Pats is worse picks. So I'm like of that same kind of mindset. And you know what? As I was like doing my video earlier today, I realized that I was talking myself into figuring out that the Patriots winning would be the best thing for the Jets and the best thing for Bill Belichick. Because if Bill Belichick creates a win for the Patriots, it knocks them down the draft board, which obviously, hurts the Patriots, kind of, look, loving shot on the way out. It helps his win total for his career that he's going to want, as well as if he goes to Washington. If he goes to Washington, he's going to get the 2 pick. If the Patriots lose to the Jets, there's a really good shot that the Patriots are picking in front of Washington due to the strength of schedule. So this is nuts. This is going to be really crazy to see how this all plays out. I'm going to go into this happy either way. Either way feels like a win. You end the streak. You send Bill Belichick out with a loss. He's got to get 27 more wins over the course of his career to get the record. That means he's got to play most likely like 3 seasons. I don't think he's going into any team winning 10 games right off the bat. Not one that's firing a coach at least. Maybe he goes to LA and the Chargers. That's probably his best shot to do that in 3 years. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see. I see you guys in the chat. What's up? I started my spiel and I didn't do the spiel. So I'm going to put the call number on the screen. You'll see it in the live chat as well. You're going to get 2 minutes on the clock. After 2 minutes, you're going to get ejected.
You're out of here
from the cockpit. It's going to be fun. I'm going to talk to you guys, watch a little bit of the game, see what's going on. I'll do this till either 10 or 11 o'clock. We'll see how busy we end up getting. With the game being on, it may be a slower night in here. Fear is Grim says Bama with the Hackett level play calling to lose the game. Yeah, it was a terrible call. Go back and watch that if you guys have missed that play call. Before we get too far into this, I do want to acknowledge the sponsor of the channel. If you guys want to try and win a little bit of money in a season that's lost, we do have one more week of Jets football, but we also have the playoffs, and we have a bunch of other sports kicking off right now. And if you go to Underdog Fantasy, you can set up parlays and prop bets and all these different things. And if you use my code JETS247, it'll get you a 100% deposit match up to your first $100. It's a lot of fun. I've had a great time playing with it. If they weren't paying me for this, I probably would be using it anyway. So don't let them know I said that. But if you want to go over and support the channel, I don't get anything for you guys doing it other than them actually supporting me by, I don't get any kickback from any of you, anyone who signs up, but it goes a long way if you do. Always appreciated. I saw a super chat pop up in here. Where'd it go? Okay. Oreo says, in the Jets Bible, it is forbidden to root for New England. So you don't root for New England. You root for the draft pick. So you don't cheer for anything the Patriots do well. You cheer for all the things the Jets do wrong. Right? Is that the weird way to do it? I see what you're saying. See you guys talk in the chat. Happy New Year to you guys as well. January 1st, 2024. I want to hear what your guys' New Year's resolutions are. You guys can drop that in the chat. I'll pull them up as I kind of go through here. Clay Wavy says JETS loves pain. The fans love pain. That's what it is. That's what happens. Curly saying the same thing. Fierce Grim says, I think the only game we can say it doesn't matter if we win or lose is because either way, we win in a way. That's a good way to say that. It's a good way to say that. You think if we win, we beat Belichick. If we lose, we get the better draft pick. Ultimate win-win situation. Unless you're a doom and gloomer, which I am a little bit, I'll be honest. I'm like terrified to hand the Patriots the number 2 pick. But at the same time, I would love for them to take, wow, that was a nice play. He's going to score. He tackled at the 2. Damn. Great throw by Penix right there. That was a monster throw if you guys are watching the game. I would love to see the Patriots have to draft a player that like would otherwise be maybe, I don't know how to say this. I want the Patriots to make the most risky selection possible. I think that is the quarterback. I'm just afraid of them getting Jaden Daniels because Jaden Daniels is like the quarterback I really like in this draft class. If they could get Caleb Williams, I think Caleb Williams is ripe to like implode. I don't think he's going to do well at the NFL level, but we'll see where that all shakes out. TJ Buttergret, sorry, I pronounced your name totally wrong. Thank you for the super chat. He says, rooting for New England is totally different when they want to lose. I completely agree. Like, I'm very conflicted from a fan standpoint. I want to hurt the Patriots as much as possible, but I understand fans wanting to hurt Belichick as much as possible. If you want to hurt Belichick, you hope he loses to make it longer for him to get the streak. If they lose, he may not get the quarterback at his new destination. If they win, then you're hurting the Patriots long term because they're not getting the quarterback they want, or at least it's going to be slightly less options. They may still wind up getting quarterback 3 or quarterback 2, depending on how the first picks, kind of fall or who trades out of what. The Bears are locked in at 1. So they really dictate the draft. But it's an interesting scenario, TJ. Do you hate the Patriots more or do you hate Belichick more? Because I totally understand both sides of this. I tend to lean on the I hate the Patriots more right now because I got to be stuck with the Patriots for the rest of forever unless they realign the conference. So I would tend to lean on, maybe not having the Jets win. But I'll be excited if it plays out well. The Art of Pimpin says, I don't give an F. I want New England to win, ruins their draft pick, and helps us get a better one, hopefully. Yeah, it's weird because the Jets are in such a conundrum because it's far more likely that we stay at 8 with a loss than it is move up. Because the teams that are playing, you've got the Chiefs, you've got the Eagles, and you've got the Jaguars. All 3 of those teams. Now, maybe the Chiefs rest a little bit. I was wrong in my video earlier. I thought the Chiefs needed to play to get the 3 seed, but it turns out they've already locked themselves into the 3 seed, so they're kind of stuck in that particular spot. As far as I've been told, that's what it is. When I started clicking around, it seemed like that was the right thing as well. So maybe the Chiefs versus the Chargers has some type of opportunity for it to be, an upset because of just the opponent. Maybe they're resting players, getting ready for the playoffs or something along those lines. But by and large, the Jets are probably not likely to go higher than the 8 pick. But a win could send you down all the way the other direction. I think you can get all the way down to 12. I don't think you can get to 13. 13, I believe, is the Saints, and they have 8 wins? 7 wins? 8 wins already. What are we at? What the hell's our record? 6 wins? I don't know. So we can't get past them. But 12, you could fall all the way down there. Julian comes in with a super chat, says, when do we find out who's the starting quarterback on Sunday? There's no conference today. I want Zach to start for his trade value. Julian, I would be surprised if they start Zach. I think they're going to want to say, hey, look at his last game against the Texans. Clearly, this was a very good game. And then the Dolphins, well, everyone kind of got hurt. He got screwed over by like this weird blocking. He got a concussion. We can at least play like the Well, he didn't play well because of the concussion card. Whereas if you play him against the Patriots, who's he's like historically bad against, the chances of him having a good game against the Patriots feels a lot smaller. And if I'm going to have someone get their doors kicked in by the Patriots, I'd rather it be Trevor Siemian to help Zach's trade value. Now, whether you want to hold on to Zach or trade him, it feels like it's inevitable that he's going to wind up getting moved. But I think depending on what level of backup quarterback you're looking at, I think there's a situation where you don't necessarily move on from Zach Wilson, or at least like get him to compete for quarterback too. I don't particularly love that, and I don't know what other options there's going to be. Like, I would take anyone who's like stable. I would say Tannehill's kind of that weird like tipping point of like, I don't really want him. Like, I like the upside of Zach more than Tannehill, and I would say anything below Tannehill I'm not interested in. It's just a matter of, I guess, who you put above Tannehill. But as far as Zach's trade value, I think it's kind of is what it is. Like, see, is him going off against the Patriots at the end of the season when they may want to lose really going to make him look that much better? I don't know if it will. Snowball says, I resolve to not make any resolutions. Eat all the junk food you want. Doesn't matter, right? J-Boy comes in and says, fuck Pats, fuck Bill Belichick, them motherfuckers now, and just beat them here on out. See, I don't mind beating them with Aaron Rodgers. Like, I kind of want to be at the game when they win, because I really want to like rub it into Patriot fans' faces. Not that like 1-15 necessarily feels like a rousing win, but it feels like it's got to be better than the constant losing. Cody comes in. Cody says, just go for the win, establish winning culture. I could establish winning culture next year. I'm okay with that. I just don't want to lose the quarterback, or I don't want to lose the offensive lineman. Paris says that win cost the Jets Marvin Harrison Jr. or the chance to trade down and get multiple draft picks this year and next. So that's the other benefit of the Jets winning this week, is we don't have that mindset, Paris, because I am of that mindset. I am like so bitter that we won that game against the Commanders, because there's a chance we could have been going for the 2 pick. There's an outside shot we were going for the 2 pick if we wound up winning against Washington, or losing against Washington, and a high likelihood that we'd be getting the 3 pick. So at the very least, you're either getting Marvin Harrison Jr. or one of the top 2 quarterbacks is falling to you, and you're going to get a haul for it. And that haul is what I really wanted, because now I don't know if you necessarily get the trade down options. I guess we kind of want the Raiders to win as many games as possible, because if there's any theoretical trade with them at some point, having them further away from us would at least make us more desirable of a landing spot to trade up to, I guess. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. V-Man, what's up, dude? Nice to have you in here. I haven't talked to you in a little bit. He says, ending the losing streak against a head coach that isn't Bill isn't the same. All right, that is, you know what? That is a decent argument, because I have not heard, I'm viewing it through the lens of beating the Patriots. Because if we lose against Bill and we go against Bill again in the future, I'm kind of cool with that too. Like, I could spin this a whole different kind of way. But I get what you're saying. Beating the Patriots without Bill isn't necessarily the same as beating the Patriots with Bill. See what you're saying. Hennessy says, Patriot fans want to lose, so a win is a win for us is a win for them. That's where this poll question came in. So you guys can vote on the poll question in the chat. Would you rather remove the idea of the Jets winning or losing? Would you rather Bill Belichick screwing the Patriots but helping us, or helping the Patriots but screwing Bill Belichick? Right now, it's pretty heavily slanted towards the screwing of the Patriots and helping us, which would be the Jets losing against the New England Patriots. Snowball says, we have to draft a quarterback this year. I would agree we have to draft a quarterback in the mid-rounds. I'm not going to take one super high. I would consider one in the 3rd. It depends how likely or how confident you are that the other players in that round are going to contribute this year. If you don't think they're going to contribute this year, then maybe you opt to go with the quarterback moving into the future, because it's a higher value than someone who's developmental at a position of need, maybe. I think you can have that argument. But I don't really want to take one super high. Junior says, Ryan, you think we can get a 2nd-round pick for Bryce Huff? I do think we can. I do think we can get the Bryce Huff 2nd-round pick this year. I think he's played enough to do that. We just have to franchise tag him, which is really the question. Like, are the Jets willing to sit on $19.4 million to be able to trade Huff? And is the team that's going to take him willing to pay him? I mean, he's going to get paid at least $19.4 million. He's not going to get that necessarily in year one. Maybe you're more likely to transition tag him because it's a lower number. It's not a whole lot lower, but it's lower. Boys and girls, we're going to go to the phone lines in just a moment. Got about 10 minutes. We're going to start this at 9:30. I've got Jake, Lima Bean, and Nick T sitting in there, and I see Ricky and Cohen lined up as well. I'll get to you guys momentarily. Just going to hammer out a few more questions in the chat. Oreo comes in with Super Chat. Thank you, Oreo. He says, if JD was a good GM, he will find a good prospect at 12. A drop from 7 to 12 won't hurt the franchise. Jets fans have some pride in your team. Beat New England. So I think it depends how you see the board breaking. Because if you fall down to 12 and there's a situation where a team that needs a tackle goes in front of you, now you're talking about more than likely the top 3 tackles off the board. Are you comfortable with 4? Does Fuega stay as the 4th tackle? Because I think he's the one that a lot of fans are kind of looking at. J.C. Latham's really more of just a right tackle. But if you can get Fuega, maybe you have more upside, I guess. That's the Oregon State kid. I got to do my analysis on it. So I'll be honest, I don't have a concrete, tackle 3 through whatever at this point. I'll start going through that. Dom C sent me over his list, and I can start picking through that and seeing how he's broken everything down. You guys haven't checked out Project Prospect with Dom C. Definitely recommend it. David, JETS, says, what if the game ends in a tie? Is that good or bad? So let me hop over to Tankathon real quick. I mean, it's definitely... a tie would mean there is one less loss for New England. So a tie would push them down 1 pick. They would go from 3 to 4, and as long as Arizona loses their game that they're playing, I'm not sure who they're playing right now, New England would slide down 1 pick. If the Jets tied, then we would stay at our current pick, and we would still need someone in front of us to win. Because a loss, I don't think a tie, if we're 5-11 and 1, I guess a tie would help us, right? 5-11, no, because we still need those teams to win. We need them to be 6-11 for us to leapfrog them. So either way, we kind of really need, we would need to lose to kind of move up in any meaningful capacity. And even then, the teams in front of us aren't really, I think it's more likely we're at 8 than anything else. How about them Jets? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, win and send Bill packing with a loss. Pick an offensive lineman in the first round. So I like the idea of moving on from Bill Belichick, handing him a loss, but I don't want to hand him a franchise quarterback. That's a big thing. Sorry, BG. Didn't mean to skip your chat there. Says, ain't no dilemma. We need to lose this game. So how about them Jets? That's what he's talking about. We lose this game, there's a shot that Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt maybe falls to us. If you're picking outside the top 10, it's probably less likely. Now, the top parts of this draft, according to Tankathon on what teams would be picking what, you've got Caleb Williams, 1, Drake May, 2, Jaden Daniels, 3. So 3 quarterbacks going at the top of the draft with the Patriots getting Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels, to me, is the best quarterback in this draft. I am absolutely terrified for them to wind up getting him. Number 4, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Cardinals. Number 5, Olu Fashanu to the Giants. Number 6, Joe Alt to the Chargers. You got Malik Neighbors going number 7, the wide receiver out of LSU for the Titans. And then they have the Jets taking Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia. So I think the argument for Bowers right now is we are just going to take the top playmaker available, which is what Bowers would be at that particular point in time. Now, I would like to still get a high-end wide receiver too. And then it's a matter of, do you like Bowers more than Latham or more than Fuaga? I have a hard time thinking we're going to fix offensive line in free agency. I really think it's more likely than not that we're going to have to draft our replacement. The only thing is it takes a little bit longer to develop those types of players. So are you able to really benefit the line, or maybe it is, a best player available that can help you right now? Maybe that is Bowers. It's a little frustrating. I felt a little bit more confident with the top 2 tackles in the draft, but heck, if you really want to take a look at it and you want to say, well, look at the Sauce and Garrett draft. Jets could have gone with a tackle there. Ike Ekwonu looks like trash. Evan Neal looks like trash. I believe Cross has looked pretty good with Seattle. That would be the player you would have wanted. That would, interestingly enough, that was a player I was hoping would get to 10. And that's where I would have taken the pick. Now, I was definitely edge rusher at 10. I wasn't even thinking Garrett Wilson at 10. I liked a lot of receivers in that draft. Thank God I'm not the GM for that. Still would have taken Sauce at 4. Would have taken JJ at 10, though. Cody says, should we trade back if possible? I would trade back. This is a draft I would trade back in. The only issue is our pick is not valuable. Right now, sitting at 8, I don't know if there's someone that's really going to leapfrog. Like maybe you could, if you go from 8 to like middle of the draft, like let's say you're falling back to like Denver or like 14, 15, 16, 17, somewhere in that stretch, then maybe you recoup a second round pick. You'd have to get at least a second. You got to get picks this year if you're Douglas. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Boys and girls, 5 more minutes. We'll go over to the phone lines. I want to hear from you guys what you think is going on with the Jets. What's the best move we could possibly make? E-Rock says, is Bill Belichick question meaning he beats us hurts them? Yes. So the poll question in the chat, I just want to remove the Jet loss, win-loss, because everyone's like, oh, well, you got to have your team win. In a vacuum, you're hoping Belichick screwing the Patriots and helping us is Belichick winning, us getting the better draft pick. Now, us helping the Pats, but screwing Bill Belichick is us winning, hurting his win record because he needs 27 wins then. But it helps the Pats because they wind up with a 2 pick. So a lot of things to consider. Cactus says Jaden is not worth a top 10 pick. I think he's going to end up being the number 1 overall pick when it's all said and done. You can call me crazy, but I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see it go through the combine. I think Jaden's going to wind up flying up draft boards. Eddie says, Bears taking Marvin Harrison Jr. It feels like that's going to be the move. It feels like they could be going that route because Justin Fields is balling out right now. Now, if I were them, I would not take Justin Fields there. I would trade down with a team like Washington or the Patriots or something like that, accumulate as many draft picks as possible, slide down. If you could stay at 3 and guarantee yourself Marvin Harrison Jr., that would be the way I'd go. I wouldn't want to take him at 1. There's so much value. You might be able to get 2 or 3 first-round picks for that number 1 overall pick, and that's not worth it, in my opinion, for Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe he's going to be so elite, those 3 first-round picks aren't going to matter, but I would rather slide down to like 3 or 4, try to take the player there. Then if not, you get the top tackle, and then you're sitting at the 10 pick right now. You can get another wide receiver there if you had to do that. But I don't know if I'd take a quarterback if I was the Bears. I think there's a lot that goes into it. Oreo says, if we fall to 12, why not trade it for a top-tier offensive tackle? Well, you need 2 to tango. So who are you trading with? Is there a player that I'm unsure of right now that would be able to become available? And why is that team getting rid of him? Is it injury concerns? Is it, contract dispute? I mean, I think if I'm the Jets, I'm okay paying a massive contract for an offensive tackle. If there's someone like that sitting out there that doesn't want to be on their current team. I don't know. You gotta tell me. If you guys have a trade option, I'd love to hear it. All right. So we are sitting at what are we at now? 29:27 right now. So I'm going to throw the QR code on the screen. There's also going to be a little link in the live chat for the call-in show. If you guys want to pop in, we'll go over to the phone lines. Just want to get to Jimmy's super chat. He says, Ryan, who are we picking? Thanks for a great season. Right now, if I'm sitting at 8 and the top 2 tackles are off the board, I would be trying like hell to trade down. Now, if you can't trade down, I got to do a little more research on the tackles. It's very hard for me not to say tackle after seeing how this season went. If free agency, we solve the tackle problem and we're not as concerned with it come draft time, I'm all about taking a weapon. Receiver would be where I would prefer to lean, but if you want to go tight end and go Bowers because he's a generational talent, or at least that's what I've been hearing, I won't be upset with that. I just think it's one of those moves that, like, I like Conklin, I like Ruckert, but maybe Conklin's not here in 2 years. Maybe Ruckert doesn't develop as great as we want to see him because we're seeing him through a Jet lens. But weapon or offensive line, that would be where I'd go. DeWedge says, Ryan, Matt, and Mr. Greenbean, Happy New Year for yous and the families. Go New York Jets. Thanks, DeWedge. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Talking Jets show. I was on with Greenbean on the 3 and Out show earlier today. If you guys watch that over on Roundtable Sports. All right, let's head over to our call-ins. Let's go over to, whoops, hold on. Where is my, there it is. This is where I'm trying to get to. All right, go over to the call-ins. We're going to go to our first one. We've got Jake. How you doing, brother?
Michigan won. This sucks.
You were a big Alabama fan?
I'm an Ohio State fan. I can't stand Harbaugh and McCarthy. It's Blake, little baby Blake Corum. Milroe was so bad. He's just such a bad quarterback.
That was not a good play call. That was absolutely abysmal to end that game.
No, he just played like Lamar Jackson. Just did the run up the left, run up the right, up the center. I'm like, dude, throw the ball. I'm
Wouldn't you
not
want
doing this.
Lamar Jackson right now throwing a little bit of shade towards Lamar's way? Guy's going to win
Let
MVP.
him win a playoff game before we start talking about Lamar. Like, honestly, everyone loved this the years ago when he won the MVP and then he lost. So let him win in the playoffs before we start talking about Lamar. I mean, I haven't been a Lamar fan his whole career, so I want to wait and see him win first.
Jake, I'll be honest. I want him to like dominate just so I can shut you up about Lamar because I think you're crazy. I think you're absolutely too. Lamar has been balling out.
Larry David wanted Lamar Jackson, so I'm sure he'll give me crap if they win anyway. But yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our upcoming game. What do you think about Jets Patriots? You hoping for the loss? Hoping for the win? Where you fall on this?
Better draft pick.
Ugh. See, I hate that I'm agreeing with you because you just seem negative all the time, and I try to be optimistic as best I can.
Ryan, hold on. I'm not a negative fan. I'm an honest fan. Let's just be clear. Everyone likes being wants to call me negative because I tell the truth. Let's be honest fans. I'm not being a pessimistic fan. I'm just seeing what I've seen for years. I just want to make that clear. I just I got tequila in my system, but the fact is right now I'm telling you the honest truth is that we are not a good team. I think there was a thing on Roto World I saw that we are now the one team in all professional sports that have literally not gone to the playoffs in the longest span. I mean, that's appalling.
Yeah. Of the 4 major sports, we are the longest active playoff drought.
Yeah, and like I said before, Flacco's going to go to the playoffs and he'll win. But, I mean, did you say Jaden Daniels is going to be the first pick of the draft? Did you say that?
I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think you're going to see him come through the combine. I think he's going to wind up being number 1. I thought Anthony Richardson was going to be number 1 once the Panthers traded up last year. I was wrong on that, but I think he should have been based on how Bryce Young's been playing.
He's a bust. He's going to be such a bust in the NFL. I'm not even wasting my time with him.
Daniels or Richardson?
Anthony Richardson. Oh, the both of them.
I was just saying last year I thought he would go on.
They're both busts. Yeah, they're both busts. Anthony Richardson is. Everyone kept saying he has the most upside ever in the NFL. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, what smelling salts were you taking at that point? Like, the guy legitimately is just like a glorified Cam Newton. That's what he is. If anything, he's already in.
Is, though. It could be a glorified Cam Newton, but Cam Newton was pretty good, pretty decent. Got to a Super Bowl. I take that over where we've been so far. Jake, thank you so much for the call. Bit ejected from the cock.
You're out of here.
All right, let's head over to Lima Bean. Lima, how you doing tonight, dude?
Well, I must say I'm in stark disagreement with you so far. As crazy as how far I've come in 2020, I'm all about the tank, but now I'm just going the complete opposite way. Because the more I think about it, it's like you go back to Washington and Giants with the whole Chase Young thing. To what was his face? I'm still waiting for that pass rush in 2013 who came out. Everyone thought this was going to be the next LT. Never amounted to much.
Jadeveon Clowney or
Exactly. Everyone thinks we want Joe Alt. I mean, listen, I don't know if he's going to be good or not. What if he's the next, Evan Neal or Ike Kwanu? Because we thought the same thing about these guys. Are we really worried about if the Patriots are going to get their next franchise quarterback, they can get him either if it's pick 7 or the 6th round pick again. I'm sick of determining our wins and losses based off the fear of other opponents. What I know is that this coaching staff is going to be back next year, and I want them to win so they can figure some stuff out because that's our long-term hope and future if we're going to make it anything out there. Because, hey, you were saying that, you want to lose to the, what was it, the
Commanders.
that game. Yeah, Commanders. for the second overall pick. We had it a couple of years ago. We got Zach Wilson.
Hold. Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there. I didn't want the second overall pick for the Zach Wilson draft. I wanted the number 1 overall pick. We did the tank the right way. We'd have Trevor Lawrence instead of Zach Wilson.
I know,
Now,
but
Trevor
you know what's
Lawrence hasn't
funny?
been the generational quarterback we all thought he was going to be, but he's a hell of a lot better than Zach Wilson.
Obviously, yeah, but the point is, like, we've been top. We got third overall pick, the second, fifth. Like, we've done this song and dance so many times. We got it. Like, all the good teams, they find their players in the middle, late rounds, other places. Because they draft and develop them properly and they know where to look. A few years ago, we won that game against the Jaguars. Everyone was pissed off because we could have been the second overall pick, and so we got number 4. We got Sauce Gardner. Like it's just, and it's funny. Trevor Lawrence supposed to be a generational guy. He's been good, but like, who's the guy who's generational? C.J. Stroud. Like for all we could know, the Patriots could get their next Zach Wilson. We don't know. So, Evan Neal or Ike Kwano, we don't know who's going to be good or not. I'd rather win and let the chips fall where they may. And if we have a good GM staff, which I hope we do, I don't know, but if we do, then we get the guys, and then we do what we got to do. Like, enough with this losing.
Did you see the story that came out by Albert Breer? There was a
Yeah. He
comment
didn't want to draft Zach Wilson. He wanted to get a Penei Sewell. Yeah, I heard that.
So that actually was not what he was referring to. He was referring to the 2022 draft with Sauce. Woody stepped in and said, I want Sauce, not Ike Ekwonu or Neal. Because Douglas wanted to go with the tackle, apparently, which that makes me think worse. Like, at least if you had said like Penei Sewell over Zach, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they just took
that's
Beckham
ironic because the
before.
article I read from Jet Nation was the Penei Sewell for Zach. So
that's
don't know.
exactly what I saw initially, but Albert Breer corrected it and said I was talking about the 2022 draft, not the 2021 draft.
I mean, listen, at this point, it's all speculation. Maybe, but Broderick Jones hasn't exactly done much with the Steelers either. Like, we just don't know what these guys are going to do. Yeah, I know, but like, it's just that we don't know what these guys are going to do. I don't even know what Joe Douglas is going to do. Like, I mean, maybe this was accurate, maybe it's not. Maybe they were just having like a whole bunch of, the way we're talking on the phone. Maybe he's talking like, hey, what if we did this and this? And I don't know, because I don't think Woody Johnson knows how to draft players for the like of him. I mean, he's like, you think he has like? It's
if he
like,
picked Sauce, that's a good damn pick. Lima Bean, I love you so much, dear Jacob from the cockpit. Boom. Got delayed chicken right there. That's all right. Let me bring up Jimmy's super chat real quick. Jimmy says, do you like Malik Neighbors? He's perfect for Rodgers. I've heard a lot of good things about him. I'll be honest, I have not watched enough of the players to know more than like the top 5. Malik Neighbors is supposed to go top like 8, I think, or top 10. I wouldn't hate it. Size profile-wise is different than what I would prefer. But if you get like a Mike Evans in free agency and you fix that size profile, get on board with Neighbors. No issues there. Let's go over to Nick T. Nick T, how you doing, brother?
Yo, Ryan. What's going on?
I don't know. How you feeling about this whole situation we got going on?
I think there's some fixes that could be made. And I think it's realistic, right? On the offensive line, I think we sign a veteran guard like a Zeitler or an Aldrich Pete, right? We kick AVT, hopefully he's healthy, out to right tackle. And I think we draft a left tackle. Maybe it's the 3rd best or 4th best left tackle. But who's the kid from
Oregon State?
Minnesota? Darisaw?
Oh, Darisaw? The one that was like in Minnesota?
Yeah. But he was like the 3rd best tackle that year, right? If I'm not
I think he might have been further down than that. They got Darisaw when we did the trade down with AVT.
So kind of further proves my point. So my thinking is this, right? We kick AVT out to right tackle. We make that move. We sign a veteran guard. There's better depth at guard free agency this year. Then I think Bakhtiari's coming. He's our bridge, our stopgap left tackle to the 3rd or 4th best left tackle that we take in the 1st round. I think that's our realistic fit. Tomlinson stays at guard. Hopefully he restructures and saves us some money.
So I think Tomlinson is going to get cut. Apparently Runyon is a free agent from Green Bay and he plays left guard. So if you're going to get him for $5 million, I think I'd rather roll the dice on him than what we've seen out of Tomlinson 2 years.
I mean, if we're saving money, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, I mean, as a depth piece in terms of being able to just kind of keep everything in place.
Mhm.
He's not awful, but he's not. Yeah,
Sure.
is he a Pro Bowl caliber left guard? No, but
Mhm.
he's serviceable.
It's
And I just think
consistency,
that's
maybe
more
next to
realistic to
Tomlin,
see.
Tittman. Sorry, go on.
No. I just think in terms of what we got, that might be something that saves us enough money to, again, fill some of the other holes like wide receiver or, give us some money to sign Huff or whoever.
Interesting. Nick, you have been ejected. You're out of here. All right, let's go over to Ricky in New York. Ricky, how you tonight?
What's happening, Ryan?
Feeling all right.
You know what?
Hmm?
As far as the game goes, you know what? I mean, the fact is we can't really move any higher than 7, and I don't think we're going to fall any lower than 10. So, I mean, unfortunately, I think that we might see the top 2 tackles go before we even get there. So I don't think it's really going to change that for us that much. That being said, I mean, beat Belichick, send his ass out with a loss, end that streak, and then, go hard at O-line and free agency, and then get a weapon. Now Neighbors, I've been intrigued with him lately because like 52% of his catches went for 15 yards or more, which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I watched it, the coverage was god awful on some of that stuff too. So I kind of was trying to put it in context. Personally, I also like Keon Coleman from FSU a lot.
So do I.
215, 6'4", and I think that he would be awesome across from Garrett. But you know what? At the end of the day, re-sign my guy Huff, fix the offensive line, and get us some more weapons in here. And I think next year we're going to have the kind of year that everybody expected this year.
That's why I want to bring back Huff. I'm very leery that Huff is actually going to want to re-sign with us. I think we're going to have to franchise tag him, and if that's the case, I do think we're going to lose him because I don't know if we can commit $19.4 million to him. And the reason I say that is look at it through Bryce Huff's lens. Last year, we chose to hit him with the second round tender, meaning we were trying to bait another team into giving us a second round pick for him, which means we didn't have any plans to keep him long term. We didn't want to give him the benefit of a contract, even like a JFM level contract that you would have been, maybe getting a little less money on. But on top of that, we drafted his replacement in Will McDonald. So, like, if I'm Bryce Huff, I'm not giving the Jets, like, any kind of hometown discount. I'm going to make it hard on them. I'm going to hit open free agency and force them to franchise tag me. I hope we keep him.
Right.
I really want to see him.
Well, I think that Bryce Huff does realize, though, if he goes someplace else, he's not going to have a back end with Sauce and DJ, and he's not going to have Jermaine and Q. Like, I think he's going to take that into consideration. But I also think that Joe Douglas is smart enough to realize if he lets Huff out the door, there's a goddamn good chance that he's going to be in a Dolphins or a Bills uniform next year. And that's what we don't want to see.
I think Huff would go right down to Miami. If I were him, I'd be like, I'll show you guys. I'll go to, like, that team you really hate down there. Ricky, thank you so much for the call. Been ejected from the cockpit. You're out of here. All right. Got a few people lined up in the chat right now. Got Cohen, Charles. Looks like I got Cohen 2 times. So, Cohen, I'm going to boot one of your things out. I'm going to actually boot both of you things out. So we're going to go to Charles, then Cohen. If you call back in, I don't know why I had 2 links for you, but I'll throw you in after Charles. Then I got a Patriot fan in there. I am excited to talk to him. Great last name, Nimrod. And then we got Joe that we'll talk to. So let's go over to Charles first. Charles, how you doing tonight, dude?
Good, man. How was your Christmas?
It was good. It was nice. Nice little gathering. Shay got COVID just before Christmas, and then, like, literally everyone started coming down with COVID. Not because of Shay, but because of other people coming in traveling.
Oh, that's terrible.
I feel like I'm getting over a little bit of something. How was yours?
Mine was great. Mine was pretty good. I didn't really care for the Jet game on Thursday night. I'm actually happy for my boy, Joe Flacco. I've always been a big Joe Flacco fan. Ever since his days with the Baltimore Ravens. Speaking of Baltimore, they clinched the number 1 seed.
Yo, they smacked the Dolphins around. It was great. Dude, Buffalo's going to win that division now.
It sucks, though, that Bradley Chubb tore his ACL. That's not cool.
Yeah, between him and Phillips, it's going to be brutal because both those guys tore it, like, within the last, month? So both guys may not be ready for the start of the season. Chubb definitely may not be ready. It's going to be tight.
Anyways, I know it's one of those situations where should we lose to the Patriots again or should we beat the Patriots? I'd say fuck it, end the streak. I'm tired of losing to these son of bitches.
You don't care about the draft pick they might get? Let them make the mistake, draft the quarterback they shouldn't be taking.
There's a good chance that Bill Belichick may no longer be the head coach of the Patriots. He might go to either Dallas if they decide to move on from Mike McCarthy. He could go to the freaking Chargers. I would love to see him on. I
wouldn't have thought about him going to Dallas. That would be insane, but that's possible. I could see them moving off McCarthy.
I mean, I think Mark McCarthy's a good, decent coach, but if Belichick was on that team, they would be Super Bowl contenders.
See, if I was Belichick, I'd be going to Washington and getting my pick of quarterback, I think, as opposed to going to Dallas. But Dallas, I mean, no state income tax.
It's not a bad idea, but
I mean, Dallas and LA and Washington were the two teams I kind of considered. I hadn't thought of Dallas, I'll be honest.
And I would also like the Jets to keep Huff. I like him a lot.
So do I. I'm a big Huff fan. Charles, you've been ejected from the cockpit. Get out of here! All right, let's go over to Cohen. Cohen, how you doing tonight, dude?
I'm doing good.
How you feeling about our Jets?
I'm not a Jets fan, but I really think they're a good team.
Okay. So where do you think they go in the draft? Do you want them to beat the Patriots? What fan base are you a fan of?
I think they deserve to beat the Patriots.
Okay.
And the draft pick should be good.
Ah, I hope so. I got my fingers crossed on it. Yeah. What's your favorite team if you're not a Jets fan?
The Browns.
Wow, I don't like you now. Now we just lost you. You think you guys are going far in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. I don't know who we're gonna go against though.
Browns winning. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys had to win a Super Bowl one way, I'm not a big fan of Deshaun Watson. So watching Joe Flacco get you to the Super Bowl, while it would kind of crush me from an inside perspective that we could have had Joe Flacco earlier this year, I could at least root for Joe Flacco in that kind of scenario.
He shocked all of us.
Yeah, tell me about it. If he was going to play this good for the Jets, we wouldn't have let him go. Unfortunately, we don't have a good offensive line. The Browns, even though you guys have lost your top 3 tackles, you guys have a really good offensive line. That coach is really doing a good job over there.
Yeah, I think he's doing good too.
I think so. Anything you want to say before I eject you?
We kicked the Jets' butt.
I don't like you, Cohen. Go to bed. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Nearly 10 o'clock, kids laying in bed, trying to make fun of me. Ugh. It's all right. It's all right. Thanks for calling in, Cohen. All right. Let's go over to a Patriots fan with the appropriate last name, Nimrod. Nimrod, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How have you been doing? The Patriots have not been playing well. I mean, the Jets haven't been playing well too. So what are you expecting from the draft?
Dude, I'm hoping for a tackle or a wide receiver. Just something on the offensive side more than anything else.
Now, sorry if I'm not showing my face because my dad does not want me to show my face because he doesn't want my privacy being shown.
That is all right. No worries at all. You don't have to show your face.
How many minutes do I have to see on this live stream for? How many minutes do I have left?
You got 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Oh, that's okay. So, why are the New England Patriots so bad all of a sudden? I mean, Mac Jones, the Patriots, and the Jets, they both have a quarterback carousel. I mean, what's going on here?
So I think it's just the message from the Patriots has just kind of gotten stale. I don't think that Belichick is really motivating the team the right way. I also think they're just depleted on the offensive side. They've got a lot of injuries as well. I don't know. I'm hoping they don't get one of these high-end offensive coordinators and they wind up giving it back to like Josh McDaniels.
And I've just got one thing. Why is the Jets versus Patriots game this Sunday going to be on Fox and not CBS?
I honestly don't know. It's probably some type of TV restrictions. Like there's probably some type of CBS game that's like taking priority over it, which
still it's rare. Usually when the Patriots play against the Jets, they usually play on CBS and not Fox.
Oh yeah, it's always on CBS. I do think Fox does the better broadcast. I think their graphics and everything they do is a higher quality than CBS. CBS definitely.
Yeah, same. I bet next year if the Jets play against the Patriots, I bet they're going to push that to a Sunday night game.
I think they'll try. As long as Rodgers is there, I think you'll definitely see it. I think the Jets will end up with probably 3 primetime games plus a standalone Black Friday game again.
You think they're going to get another Black Friday game again?
I do. I think the Jets are going to be the consistent Black Friday team. Woody Johnson was trying to do that for Thanksgiving, but he didn't get it, and I think with Black Friday they'll wind up getting it.
Last words. How many wins do you think the Jets will get next year if Rodgers stays healthy?
All of them, Nimrod. All of them. You have been ejected from the cockpit. Let's go over to Joe. Joe, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother?
I'm hanging in there. How's your Christmas?
And my break is all right. How's your break?
Can't complain too much. Getting over a little bit of a sickness. Shay goes back to daycare tomorrow, so I get a little more free time during my actual days.
Tell you, man, what a depressing season, huh?
Dude, it's been rough. I thought this time, like, when you talked to me in the summer and you said, what are you going to be doing January 1st? I can't wait to beat the Patriots to win the division. Like, that's what I thought we were going to be getting into. And to have this kind of go the way it did was just not fun.
You know, I really thought the offensive line would have held up better than what we see today. I know there's been several injuries, but I'll tell you what, man, I still think if we don't get at least 3 offensive linemen next year, we're going to have the same problems. Veritucky you can't count on. He's injury prone. Becton, I don't know if they're going to cut him or not. Even if they sign him to a low-level deal,
so he's
still
free
ain't the
agent.
answer.
So it's I don't think Becton's coming back. I would be surprised. I think things would have to be very weird to get him back at right tackle.
He just never, it's good to see that he played the whole year, but he never recovered, back to his old self after those 2 injuries. One injury, you could probably do it. After 2 injuries in a row, and not playing, not only physically, but not mentally preparing yourself, that's a long road ahead, man. I think Joe Douglas really dropped the ball on the offensive line. In hindsight, when you look back, and he really didn't have a B plan for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you kind of went into it hoping that Brown could duplicate what last year was. You were hoping Becton could stay healthy. You had the emergency, situation of, okay, we got AVT that can kick out there if we had to. That was the plan, I think. And it just was not a great plan because we didn't have any free agent acquisitions as far as tackles go. We didn't have any draft picks that could, supplant any of the starters. The Becton pick really screwed us for a long time. Not good.
We should have picked Tristan Wirfs.
Tristan Wirfs would have been the pick. Joe been ejected.
You're out of here.
Boys and girls, call numbers on the screen. If you want to scan that and call in, you're more than welcome to pop in here. I got no one on the phone lines right this second. I think I'm probably going to end this at 10 o'clock tonight just because I want to watch the rest of this Washington-Texas game right now. But we'll talk to the chat a little bit in here. Oh, we got a few Patriot fans in here. Roberto says Drake May will destroy y'all next season. Wait until we lose and you guys got to take someone else. You guys are going to take an offensive lineman or something. No, you know what's going to happen? If we wind up beating you. No. If we wind up losing to you, I bet you guys take the tackle that we want. And if we beat you, you at least take the quarterback and the tackle falls to us. It's going to be some sort of goofy thing like that. Then Nimrod comes in and he says, I did it. I joined a collaboration live stream. Yes. PATS, Pats. We're going to win the Super Bowl in 2025. Nimrod. Quit being a Nimrod. Thank you for the call. Always appreciate it. I don't mind talking to rival fans as long as they are, reasonable, bring up good points. I don't want to deal with any trolls. We had some good ones today, though. Hawk comes in and says, every day I go in all these live chats and all these Jet content creators, and nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. This offense is so bad and needs fixing. What do you mean no one is talking about it? This offense is terrible. Everyone's talking about how we need wide receivers and offensive linemen, Hawk. Come on. Every mock draft has an offensive player going. Looney Tunes. Let's see who we got. Oh, we got Jeremy joining the show. Jeremy, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, what's up, man? Happy New Year.
Hanging in there. Happy New Year to you as well.
I'm all right. I'm not doing too much. Hold on, get my camera right.
That's all right.
So, yeah, man. How you think this season going to end for us? Just worrying about the draft picks?
Yeah, I'm kind of in this weird flux because, I really want to hurt Belichick, and I really want to hurt the Patriot fans, and they're at conflicting things. Like Belichick wants to win to help his streak and then potentially hurt the Patriots draft pick, while hurting the Patriots means we have to lose and hurt their draft pick. So it's like this weird double-edged sword. I don't know. I think if we win, we're not falling beyond 10. I know we can get as far back as 12, but we're not. I don't think we're moving up in the draft. I don't think we're going higher than 8.
8 cool. 8's cool. We get something nice in a little draft.
There's a few tackles I like. This is a deep offensive line class. Now, I would have liked to have traded down if we weren't getting one of the top 2 tackles. That's why I wanted a top pick.
Yeah, we need something for that O line. Yeah. Most definitely. We need some of them big guys from Alabama.
Yeah, right. That's the J.C. Latham kid. I've heard people say no, don't do the Alabama tackle because Evan Neal stinks. I guess a lot of offensive tackles from Georgia or Alabama haven't worked out. There's Amarius Mims who just declared for the draft. He's from Georgia. He's only played, I think, in 8 games, so he's really raw, has a high upside. And I'm excited to break down the prospects because I don't know enough about each particular one right now.
So what you think we should do, man? What's the plan?
I think the plan is what I think we should do and what we are going to do are 2 different things. I think Bakhtiari is going to be our left tackle. I really do. I think AVT is either going to be the emergency left tackle if we don't get a tackle in the draft, or he's going to be right tackle. So you got Bakhtiari, AVT, then Carter Warren backing up AVT, and then I think we try to bring in another level tackle at some point, either in free agency or the draft. And then for guard tackles or guard center guard, I would expect to have someone like Runyon from Green Bay, who's already played next to Bakhtiari, come in and replace Tomlinson. Tippmann's going to be center. I would love to bring back Connor McGovern, have him have the flexibility to be center or guard. Wes Schweitzer is already under contract. He's center or guard. So that way you at least lock in 3 centers. That
we got to keep CJ Mosley. We need that vet. We need CJ Mosley in there.
So I really like CJ Mosley. I think I would restructure him to bring him back. You can't keep him at a $21 million cap hit. That's a monster cap hit for him.
No.
But I don't know.
But I just know one thing before I go. Mm-hmm. We need Aaron Rodgers to have some steel ankles for next year. Bring that championship home. And like you said, Jets.
Jets. Jeremy, ejected from the cockpit. Jeremy, thank you so much for the call. He's excited for next year. I'm excited for next year. I want to be excited for the draft. I'm excited for the draft. A little less so knowing it's not a top 10 pick. This Texas-Washington game is pretty good. Texas is about to score another touchdown. Tie it up 14-14. They're on the 1-yard line, first and goal right now. J.E. says, no more Green Bay Packers. I'm just telling you what I think's going to happen. I can either tell you what I think's going to happen, or I can tell you what I want to happen, and then it's not going to happen. I think Bakhtiari is definitely coming here as left tackle. I think Runyon's definitely coming here as left guard. Not great. Dakota says, poor ass franchise now. Yeah. Us or the Patriots? Patriots without Tom Brady, a little less shininess. I would expect their value to drop without Brady a little bit, even though they have all the rings. They'll still wind up being in the top 10. Kev Chatta says, only 1 Mims per lifetime. I was so high on Denzel Mims, I would go another Amarius Mims. Jimmy says, why Ryan? Bakhtiari's always hurt. I'm not saying that I want Bakhtiari. I'm saying that's what I think is going to happen. I think there's not a lot of good offensive linemen out in free agency, and I think the Jets are going to lean on Rodgers to recruit people. Even though he doesn't like turf, I could see the Jets swapping out grass next year because Garrett Wilson has said something. I've heard Rodgers mention stuff, but it seems like he's given a little bit more love to MetLife maybe. Garrett Wilson saying shit. Bakhtiari saying shit. Players don't want to play there. Dude, I think it's scary. Hashtag says, that's it. You're out of there. What's up, dude? Paul or Mario, whoever's over there. You guys are about to have the greatest story ever told. You guys are about to go to Miami, kick their teeth in, and then I think you're going to play them. Can you guys face them week 1 of the playoffs? Is that still up for grabs? Can that happen? I don't know if it can or not. But I want to see the Bills win the division. And I want to see the Dolphins get bumped out first shot. I would like to see them. I want to get to the playoffs before their first playoff win in 23 years. Fun Guy Chunks, what do you want to happen? What do I want to happen? Ideally, I want to feel confident in the young players that we're playing. And I guess I want to win. If we can't really get better than 8, I don't know if we're going to get a good player. And also, if we wind up losing, I'm going to be kind of bitter because we could have had the 3 pick if we lost to the Commanders. JJ says, Ryan, the farthest we could fall is 11. No, the farthest we could fall is 12. Pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken on this. Minnesota is 12 right now at 7-9. Their strength of schedule is 0.507. The Jets' strength of schedule is 0.507 as well. I guess Minnesota probably plays a tougher team. Who does Minnesota play? Minnesota plays... They play the Lions. So Minnesota's going to lose. And they're going to have a harder strength of schedule by playing the Lions. So yeah, you're probably right. 11's probably where we ultimately go. It's weird because tiebreakers really go further down the list. So depending on who wins and who loses other games that are not common opponents with the Jets. So you'd have to drill down a little bit further. I think 12 is still possible just because we're at the same strength of schedule. I do think Vegas against the Broncos, I think they have a shot at winning. Chicago against, what are they playing? The Packers? Is that right? I don't know if I see them winning that game. I think the Jets sit at 8. I think we're going to be somewhere between 8 and 10. Realistically. I think some teams will win, some teams will lose. Won't be as crazy. Hashtag says, yes, but if the Bills beat them, they will be the 6th seed. So I know Patriots will be the 6th seed, Dolphins would be the 6th seed. Bills would be would it be the 3 seed? Or no, you guys would be the 2 seed, and it would be 2 versus 6. No, because there's 7, right? 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6. So you guys would be the 3 seed, and then would the Chiefs end up moving up to 2? Is that how that works? I am all over the map. All over the map. Elon says, at number 8, Neighbors, Fuaga, or trade down. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. You could kind of go either way on the wide receiver, but Fuaga seems to be the player more people want apparently than J.C. Latham. I'll do my research and I'll get back to you guys on that. I have Jet Clown Dave joining the show. Let's hop over to him. Jet Clown Dave, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going, man? Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year to you as well. How was your holiday break and everything?
It was good. It was good. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. I just have a question for you, bro.
Fire
you
away.
remember in the preseason, I was all excited, and Rodgers was gonna come out, and we were gonna go to the promised land, and I was wearing this mask. Remember this?
Yeah. Yep. I remember.
Okay, well, that's the wrong mask, buddy. Hold on. Here we go.
Really?
Yes, sir. That's the wrong mask. Here is the correct mask right here. Oh, where's the nose?
Wow.
There's the nose.
That is ridiculous. That is. So what'd you just buy, jet stickers and the terrifying clown face? Jesus Christmas. It feels like
How
the
you
circus.
doing, man?
Dude, that's the circus. That's what, now I feel uncomfortable.
We're the New York Jets, man. We can't do anything right. We can't lose right. We can't win right. We lose when we gotta win, and we win when we gotta lose. Yay!
That's what it feels like. We're just riding our little clown bicycle with the big wheels, or we're all coming out of our clown car. Now, is that supposed to be a clown mask or Robert Saleh mask? I see someone sitting in there. I see that, Paris.
This is a Woody Johnson, Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, Hackett. This is everything, buddy. You think Rodgers is going to come save us? You think Rodgers is going to fix all of our issues?
I hope so.
All these people
yes.
excited.
Let me dream. They say I'm a dreamer.
Dream
and I hope I'm
on.
not the only
Dream
one.
on.
Jet Cloud Dave.
Get out of here!
I should have known it. Jet Clown Dave. That makes way more sense with your name as opposed to like Terrifying Mask, Jason Mask, whatever. Elon says Fuega will go top 10. Jimmy's also saying Fuega's good. Very excited. Kev Chatta said a 10-second delay would be awesome. I can do a delay. There is a way for me to do it with the streaming software, but that's not fun. I like having the fun of just having people pop in. Just don't do anything like too insane on me. Let's go over to Lima Bean again. Lima Bean's got something to say. How you doing again?
I just have a question. It feels like we're in a if we're damned if we do, damned if we don't situation where like if we lose, it's like yeah we got the higher draft pick, but then everyone wanted to lose to the Browns, but afterwards we're still feeling like crap because we lost to the Browns and we just can't. Like it's just we either lose faith in the staff we have, which we know is coming back, or if we win, we're gonna be like, oh, we lose that draft pick, and it's just like it's just a really bad place to be, and it's just thinking about it, like how last year everyone was like in love with at least Joe Douglas for the most part, like at least from the moves, and now we're hearing that like Woody Johnson chose Sauce. Like, listen, I can't believe that.
Dude, that
I
scares
can't.
me like so. I shouldn't say so much, but like, dude, if like Douglas wanted Icky
Woody
or Neal,
Johnson,
and that was like
Woody Johnson can't pick a booger from his nose, man. Like it's just like it made sense with Zach Wilson because like his like they have a connection like family wise and all that
dude,
stuff.
I was thinking
the
like the
JetBlue thing.
JetBlue connection, and here comes the
But like,
conspiracy theories
what
and
does he
everything.
have with Sauce other than like, oh, he has a cool name, pick him off of that. Like Woody
Dude,
Johnson,
I
look at the tape,
love
like he could
Sauce
cover.
coming out. Maybe Woody just watches this channel, and I was pounding the table for Sauce, and he's just like, all right, you know
Yeah,
what, fine,
but
that
when you
weird
would
guy
also-
with the
if you
hat,
watch
that's
this
the guy I'm
channel-
gonna listen to.
Dude, if you watch this channel, he would have picked a lot of other different players too, man. Like that's not the case. Like
Dude, we
it's
would have
just-
had Wirfs or CD Lamb.
I don't
at
know,
one
man.
point.
Like it's just
I would have
but,
taken
like,
Zach still.
I just don't know what happened from like Joe Douglas being a good GM to all of a sudden like let me put it this way: if he's such a bad GM now, then if we do lose, does it matter how high we pick? That's the question.
That's the age old question, right? It's like if he's good enough at his job, he should be able to get an impact player no matter where we are. Now, if you're not super confident in JD, then maybe you want the higher draft pick because you have a better shot at not screwing it up. I don't know. I mean,
we saw how we can screw it up. Like we can definitely screw it up. So like
Oh,
I
we
don't
can
know what to
definitely
do
screw it
anymore, man. But like I'm still, as crazy as it sounds, I know I'm one of the few Jets fans. I rather just win and see where the chips fall, man. That's just me. I'm tired of the losing train.
All right, Lima Bean, I got you. That's fair assessment. Fair assessment.
That's it! You're out of here!
Been ejected from the cockpit. All right, boys and girls. Well, we're at the 10 o'clock mark. I'm gonna cut it off there. I'm shot. This whole doing the 3 and out thing before the call-in shows got me gassed. But I'm looking forward to it. If you guys haven't checked out 3 and Out, gonna have a new episode coming out on Monday, 7:30 over on Roundtable Sports. If you want to head over there and say, hey, Ryan sent me from Jets Talk, leave a comment on the most recent video. Helps me out because then they're like, wow, that guy's worth keeping around. And hopefully you want to, enjoy it. It's a halfway decent show. I think it's pretty good. We had Richie, TD, Dan, and Green Bean. Green Bean was on with us tonight. Unfortunately, Green Bean got booted pretty early. What are you going to do? I'll be back tomorrow with Green Bean and O'Leary. I'm really excited to talk to them. O'Leary's got some big news. Big news. If you guys haven't heard it, not going to spoil it. I'll wait till tomorrow. Boys and girls, this is Jets Talk signing off. JETS.
That's it! You're out of here!
Hit hard by Jermaine Johnson. Look at the speed of Brees Hall. Brees Lightning. TJ Uzama. Got it. Touchdown Jets.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.